Hello, friends. Welcome back to Noset with Jaspreet. I am back with yet another very important video with the most precious content on the vital signs. So, in today's video, we will be discussing about what are vital signs, but our focus of discussion will entirely be the temperature. What are the main aspects of temperature that you should know when you are preparing for the Noset exam? So, to begin with the definition, vital signs are also known as the cardinal signs. Yes, this is very important. When you are studying vital signs, you should know that these are also called as the cardinal signs. Cardinals means the most important vital signs of our body. So, if we have to define what are vital signs are used to reflect the physiological function, right? How well our internal body organs are functioning, it is all depicted with the help of vital signs. Now, what internal organs are we talking about here? We are talking about heart, we are talking about lungs, kidney, liver, and brain. These सारे internal organs are working well or not, it is being depicted with the help of vital signs. So, what things are we including under the vital signs? It includes the temperature, pulse, respiratory rate, blood pressure, pain, and oxygen saturation. Now, one by one, we will be studying all the vital signs in sequence and in detail, covering all the important aspects that are asked in the NOSET examination. So, if we have to know the sequence of vital signs, feel like हमें पता है that we have to take all the vital signs, but in what sequence are we supposed to take? So, अगर आप एक रूटीन चेकअप के लिए आपके पास कोई भी इंडिविजुअल आया है, for the routine checkup, the sequence followed is TPR, that is temperature, pulse, and respiration. Right? Whenever you're going to assess the vital signs for a routine purpose, तब हम क्या follow करते हैं? We follow TPR. But when you're doing it for a neonate, जब भी हम इसे एक neonate के लिए करते हैं, for a newborn we are doing, we have to know that the sequence has to be RPT. It has to be RPT. That means respiratory rate, pulse, and temperature. In this sequence, you have to check the vital signs of a newborn in the newborn assessment. Third is, if there's an emergency, ठीक है, emergency condition में क्या करते हैं? We go first for the pulse, then for the respiration, then the blood pressure, and last the temperature. Our priority in the case of emergency situation is pulse. But routinely we have to go for TPR, temperature, pulse, and respiration. Right? But in the neonates, always assess the respiratory rate first. Because if the baby starts crying, the respiratory rate will definitely be higher. So that is somewhat a false reading which you are getting. So whenever you are doing it for a newborn, always assess and count the respiratory rate first. I hope it is clear. Up till now we have discussed what are the vital signs. So vital signs are nothing but how well our internal body organs are working. It is the depiction of that. और vital signs में हम क्या क्या assess करते हैं? We assess the temperature, pulse, respiration, blood pressure, pain, and oxygen saturation. And then we have discussed about the sequence. In what sequence are we supposed to assess the vital signs? अगर routine है तो TPR, अगर emergency है then go for the pulse at the priority, and for the neonates go for the respiratory rate first. I hope up till now it is clear. Moving on to next. Temperature. In this video, we will be discussing in detail about temperature. So to begin with the definition, basically temperature है क्या? It is the balance between heat produced and heat loss. हमारी बॉडी में कितनी हीट प्रोड्यूस हुई और कितनी उसने लूज की, उन दोनों का बैलेंस कि मीन्स इन दोनों के बीच में जब भी डिस्पैरिटी होती है तभी टेम्परेचर फ्लक्चुएशन हमें देखने को मिलती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if the patient had more of heat loss than heat gain, then the person is likely to suffer from hypothermia, right? Then we have to discuss about what are we including under the heat gain and heat loss, right? Heat gain का मतलब क्या है? जो net metabolic activities हमारी body में presently चल रही हैं, they are causing some of the heat gain, right? But what are the mechanisms by which we are losing some of the heat? So under the radiation, Under the mechanisms of heat loss, first thing we have is radiation. So radiation क्या होता है? Energy transfer from one object to another without any contact. ठीक है? जब दो ऑब्जेक्ट्स के बीच में एनर्जी ट्रांसफर तो हुआ बट उसमें कोई कॉन्टैक्ट नहीं था, then it is heat loss through radiation. Right? So it refers to the process of transfer of heat from one object to another without any direct contact. Right? Next is how it is occurring. For example, you suddenly remove the blanket from the body of the patient, or the patient was changing the clothes. So उस टाइम पे without any environmental contact बेबी की बॉडी से क्या हुआ? हीट लॉस हुआ. ठीक है? Then that type of heat loss is radiation. Now what is the next? Next is conduction. Conduction का मतलब ये होता है कि जब एक बॉडी से दूसरी बॉडी में from one object to another जब हीट का ट्रांसफर होता है with direct contact, then it is called as conduction. Right? For example, ice. कैसे? एक पेशेंट को फीवर था, ठीक है, आपने उसको आइस पैक्स दिए. सो आइस पैक्स क्या कर रहे हैं? दे आर कॉजिंग हीट लॉस फ्रॉम द बॉडी. हाउ? बाय डूइंग कंडक्शन. ठीक है, जब एक ऑब्जेक्ट दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट से हीट लॉस या गेन करवा रहा है बाय द डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट, देन इट इज कॉल्ड एज कंडक्शन. जब विदाउट एनी कॉन्टैक्ट होता है, देन इट इज रेडिएशन. Now moving on to the third, which is convection. It is the transfer of heat via air movements. Right? जब एक patient की body से heat loss हुआ due to air currents that are present there. For example, using a fan. Cold therapy देते हैं, we can vigorously switch on all the fans to cause the heat loss from the body of the patient. If it is by the virtue of air currents, then it is convection. Right? Now evaporation. Evaporation में क्या होता है? There is a direct change of liquid to gas. Liquid किस में change हो रहा है? Ultimately gas में change हो रहा है. For example, when we sweat, जब हमें बहुत ज़्यादा sweating होती है, that is the example of heat loss by evaporation. Yes. ठीक है? So we have up till now discussed 4 measures by which a human body has a tendency to lose heat. Radiation without any direct contact, conduction with direct contact between two objects, convection between two objects the heat is lost due to presence of air currents, then it is convection. Right? Last is evaporation. Evaporation में क्या होता है? Evaporative cooling होती है when there is a change of liquid state to gaseous state. ठीक है? When there is a change from liquid state to gaseous state. For example, when we do sweat. ठीक है, जब हमें sweat आता है, that type of heat loss is called as evaporative heat loss. ठीक है, तो ये चारों mechanisms हैं, they are necessary so that there is subsequent some amount of heat loss that is occurring from your body. Otherwise, अगर heat gain ही करती रहेगी हमारी body, then we will land up into hyperthermia. Right? There has to be a balance between heat loss and heat gain. Disparity between the two will lead to the disorders associated with the temperature. Right? Moving on to the next. The next aspect of the temperature is the most important. Sites of taking temperature. कौन सी site है जहां से हम temperature को measure करते हैं? So these are some key points written for you. First route is oral. ठीक है? अब oral में क्या होता है? We insert the thermometer inside the oral cavity of the patient. But where it is inserted? It is inserted in the posterior sublingual pocket. ठीक है? In the oral cavity, the temperature probe या फिर thermometer को कहाँ पे insert किया जा रहा है? It is being inserted into the posterior sublingual pocket. Right? Now, for what duration? The duration is 1 to 3 minutes. The duration is 1 to 3 minutes. In the case of hot and cold drink consumption, you have to wait for at least 15 to 30 minutes. ठीक है? For example, you have to take the oral temperature of the patient. The patient just now had a hot coffee. So after the consumption of any hot or the cold drink, we have to wait for at least 15 to 30 minutes so that you get a accurate reading, right? Moving on to next. Key point is that it is the most common site. सबसे commonly जो temperature probe है thermometer है oral cavity में ही place किया जाता है. Contraindication होते हैं इसके unconscious patient because there's a risk of aspiration, unconscious patient. So we are not going to use the oral site of measuring the temperature. The next is infants, patient with a facial trauma. ये तीन conditions ऐसी हैं जहाँ पे you are not supposed to insert the temperature thermometer in the oral cavity, right? एक और like drawback इसका ये भी है that it can be a potential source of infection if not completely cleaned or cleaned properly. ठीक है? Because oral में क्या है? Suppose in the hospital setup, if the thermometer is not completely properly cleaned and it is reinserted into the different patient's oral cavity, then it can be a potential source of infection. Right? This is also a drawback of this temperature site. Next is the axillary. Second is the axillary route. First thing is that axillary route is not a reliable route of measuring temperature. Number one. Next is duration is same as oral temperature, that is 1 to 3 minutes. You have to keep the temperature thermometer inserted into the axilla of the patient. Safe for children? Yes, definitely it is safe for the unconscious patient. It is safe for the children, and that is why this route is more commonly used in the children, right? Because it is safer option. Next is very important. Whenever you are going to use the axillary route of measuring the temperature, always clean the axilla with a dry pad. Allow it to dry so that there is no moisture present at the site, and then measure the temperature. And the duration we have already discussed, it is 1 to 3 minutes, right? So oral and axillary routes are important routes or the sites of temperature measurement. Third route is, third site is rectal site, right? Most accurate and it will give the core body temperature. ठीक है, most accurate site अगर आपसे पूछे, it is rectal. Next is bradycardia due to vagus stimulation. Yes, this is a very important question that is being formulated from this topic, is that why there are chances of bradycardia if you are using the rectal route of temperature measurement. It is due to the vagal stimulation. And we know that when the vagus nerve gets stimulated, the patient lands up into the bradycardia. Bradycardia क्या होता है? It is a condition when the heart rate is below 60 beats per minute. Right? Now, what are the key points that you need to remember? Keep the temperature probe inside the rectal cavity for 1 to 2 minutes. Lubricate prior to the use. Yes, for the ease of insertion and decreased risk of trauma, always lubricate the temperature probe in the rectal temperature prior to the use. Now, in which position are we going to insert the rectal temperature probe? Yes, it is left lateral or the Sims position. यहाँ से भी बहुत बार questions formulate होते हैं for measuring the rectal temperature, which gives the most accurate temperature, which position the patient is placed in. If the patient is placed in Sims position. Now these two lines are extremely important, right? How much you have to insert the temperature probe? After lubrication, adults may maximum 1.5 inch का insertion is acceptable, but for the infants, it should not exceed 0.5 inch, right? This is very important. 1.5 inch insertion in adults and not more than 0.5 inch insertion in children or the infants, right? So this was about the rectal temperature. Moving on to the temporal temperature, first thing is that it is very non-invasive. बहुत ही कम source of infection होता है patient को using this temperature site. Infrared rays are being used. कौन सी rays use होती है temperature में? टेम्पोरल टेम्परेचर मेजर करने के लिए? इट इज इंफ्रारेड रेज, जो क्या करती हैं, हमारी क्यूटेनियस ब्लड सप्लाई के थ्रू हमारी बॉडी का टेम्परेचर शो करती है, राइट? नेक्स्ट इज टिम्पैनिक. नाउ व्हाट आर दे डूइंग इन द टिम्पैनिक साइट? टिम्पैनिक साइट में क्या होता है? थर्मोमीटर इज इंसर्टेड इनसाइड द टिम्पैनिक canal for how much time? For 1 to 3 seconds. और इसमें हमेशा डिस्पोजेबल प्लेट डिस्पोजेबल लाइक प्रोब यूज की जाती है, राइट? For 1 to 3 seconds, the temperature probe will be inserted inside the tympanic canal, right? This was about the sites of taking temperature. Moving on to the temperature's normal range. If we talk about the normal temperature range in 96.6, it is 96.6 to 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. ये क्या होती है? Normal range of temperature होती है. It is 96.6 to 98.6. Right? Now the normal range you have discussed. Now it is also important that 1 degree Fahrenheit is equivalent to 0.6 degree Celsius, right? Now what are the temperature conversion formulas are we using? If you cram this formula, then you are able to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius with a very more accurate manner, right? You just have to remember C divided by 5 is equal to F minus 32 by 9. Then you will be able to do any temperature conversion. For example, if we have to convert 38 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, right? You have to use just this formula. C by 5 is equal to F minus 32 by 9. So we have temperature in the question given in 38 degrees Celsius. Just do it. 38 degrees Celsius divided by this F minus 32 by 9. Right? Now this will be cross multiplied here. Here you have to cross multiply. 9 into 38 divided by 5 equals to F minus 32. Right? So upon solving this, we will be getting temperature in Fahrenheit as 100.4 degree Fahrenheit. Right? I hope it is clear that you have to learn this formula. Right? Now moving on to the next. Important, very important is that whenever you are using the temperature like a common temperature or be it a single use temperature, right? Prior to use, always clean the temperature from bulb to stem, and after use, clean it from stem to bulb. Suppose this is a temperature, the thermometer, right? So now this is very important. The next aspect is that prior to the use, clean the thermometer from bulb to stem. हमेशा थर्मोमीटर को यूज करने से पहले बल्ब टू स्टेम क्लीन करते, राइट? एंड आफ्टर यूज क्लीन इट फ्रॉम स्टेम टू बल्ब. नाउ व्हाट आर द स्टेम एंड बल्ब वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, राइट? इफ दिस इज अ थर्मोमीटर, राइट, द टिप पार्ट इज बल्ब एंड द लॉन्गर पार्ट इज स्टेम. स्टेम इज द पार्ट ऑफ थर्मोमीटर जहां से हम उसको होल्ड करते हैं, और बल्ब वो पार्ट है जो इंसर्ट होता है टेम्परेचर टेकिंग साइट में, राइट? तो जब भी आपको, सपोज दिस इज अ थर्मोमीटर, राइट, दिस इज अ बल्ब, दिस इज स्टेम. सो बिफोर यूजिंग ऑलवेज क्लीन द थर्मोमीटर फ्रॉम बल्ब टू स्टेम यूजिंग सिंगल स्ट्रोक, एंड वंस यू हैव यूज्ड इट, क्लीन इट फ्रॉम स्टेम टू बल्ब, राइट? दिस इज हाउ यू हैव टू क्लीन द टेम्परेचर टेकिंग थर्मोमीटर, राइट? प्रिंसिपल क्या है इसका? यू हैव टू ऑलवेज गो फ्रॉम मोर क्लीन टू लेस क्लीन. सपोज टेम्परेचर लेने के बाद ये एरिया तो कंटामिनेटेड हो गया, दैट मीन्स इट इज लेस क्लीन. सो दिस इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी एज मोर क्लीन आफ्टर यू हैव मेजर्ड द टेम्परेचर. जब आपने एक बार टेम्परेचर ले लिया पेशेंट का, तो ये एरिया क्या है, ये मोर कंटामिनेटेड हो गया है. देन आप इसको यहाँ से क्लीन करना स्टार्ट करोगे, एंड देन यू विल क्लीन इट द फ्रॉम स्टेम टू बल्ब. This is how you are supposed to clean the thermometer. Now moving on to next. The axillary temperature is least accurate and the rectal temperature is most accurate. Very important. If you ask you which is the most important and the most accurate site of taking the temperature, it is rectal. अगर least accurate पूछेंगे तो axillary. Now दो ऐसे पॉइंट्स हैं जो ये आपको रिमेम्बर रखने हैं, हमेशा याद रखना है that the rectal temperature is 0.5 to 1 degree Fahrenheit more than the oral temperature. ओरल टेम्परेचर के हिसाब से जो रेक्टल टेम्परेचर होता है नियर टू 0.5 टू 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस फ़ारेनहीट वो ज्यादा होता है, ठीक है, और एक्सिलरी हमेशा उससे 0.5 टू 1 डिग्री कम होता है, ठीक है. रेक्टल इज 0.5 टू 1 डिग्री मोर देन ओरल एंड एक्सिलरी इज 0.5 टू 1 degree Fahrenheit lesser than the oral, right? These were some important points that you need to remember. Now moving on to the most important aspect of temperature. ठीक है, बहुत बार multiple times क्या होता है नॉर्सेट में डायरेक्ट टाइप्स ऑफ फीवर से क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, राइट. सो नाउ वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द टाइप्स ऑफ फीवर. There's a constant fever. Constant fever को और क्या बोलते हैं? Continuous fever. अब इसमें क्या होता है, पेशेंट को continuously morning to evening fever रहता है, right? The patient has a constant fever which is not resolving for few days, and difference between morning and evening temperature is not more than 2 degrees Celsius. उसको पेशेंट को मॉर्निंग में भी फीवर है, उसको इवनिंग में भी फीवर है, बट जो डिफरेंस है ना मॉर्निंग इवनिंग की रीडिंग का वो नॉट मोर देन 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस है. इट इज नॉट मोर देन 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस. Whereas when you talk about the remittent fever में भी पेशेंट को मॉर्निंग में भी फीवर है, इवनिंग में भी फीवर है, बट द वेरिएशन इज मोर देन 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस, ठीक है. कंटिन्यूस फीवर में क्या है, पेशेंट को मॉर्निंग में फीवर आया, इवनिंग में भी फीवर आया, बट जो वेरिएशन है ना दोनों डिग्रीज की 2 डिग्री से कम है. बट जब हमने रेमिटेंट फीवर की बात की, पेशेंट को मॉर्निंग में भी फीवर था, पेशेंट को इवनिंग में भी फीवर था, बट डिफरेंस कहाँ पे आ गया, वेरिएशन में. अगर रेमिटेंट फीवर है तो वेरिएशन इज मोर देन 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस, राइट. नेक्स्ट इज इंटरमिटेंट फीवर. इंटरमिटेंट फीवर को क्वाटिडियन फीवर भी बोलते हैं. फॉर दिस फीवर आई हैव ड्रॉन अ ग्राफ. इसमें क्या है, पहले पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर नॉर्मल था, फिर देयर इज अ स्लाइट इंक्रीज इन द टेम्परेचर. Suppose 99.4 degree Fahrenheit temperature आया, then the fever will shoot up to high fever, maybe 101, and then the patient temperature will be returned back to normal. थोड़ा सा increase, sudden shoot up, then it will be back to normal. Then this type of fever is called as intermittent fever. अब intermittent fever में क्या हुआ, पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर बेसलाइन वापस आ गया, right? पहले there was a slight increase, then the temperature got shoot up, but it will return back to normal, then it is intermittent fever, right? Next is inverse fever. Very important. Inverse fever का मतलब क्या है, पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर रीडिंग मॉर्निंग में हाईएस्ट और इवनिंग में लोएस्ट है, right? The fever is highest in the morning and lowest in the evening, ठीक है. Fever is highest in the morning and lowest in the evening. Next is fastidium. Fastidium is like temperature will rise but it will remain elevated. ठीक है? You have to compare these two types of fever. If you are talking about intermittent fever, the fever is coming back to normal. Baseline temperature patient का वापस आ रहा है. But if it is fastidium, the temperature will remain elevated. ठीक है? पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर हायर जाएगा, it will remain higher. Then it is fastidium type of fever, right? I hope it is clear. Up till now we have studied about the continuous fever and remittent fever. Continuous and remittent में the difference is of 2 degree Celsius. दोनों conditions में पेशेंट को मॉर्निंग इवनिंग दोनों टाइम पे फीवर है, but if the variation is less than 2 degrees Celsius, it is continuous. If the variation is more than 2 degrees Celsius, it is remittent, right? If you talk about intermittent में the temperature will rise slowly reach the top and it will be back to normal. But fastidium में the temperature if rise हो गया है then it will remain elevated, right? If we talk about the inverse fever में क्या होता है? फीवर बेबी पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर मॉर्निंग में हाईएस्ट है, इवनिंग में लोएस्ट है, राइट? मॉर्निंग हाईएस्ट, इवनिंग लोएस्ट. मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, डेफोफिसेंस. डेफोफिसेंस में क्या होता है? पेशेंट का फीवर डिक्लाइन करता है. अब डिक्लाइन हो रहा है दो तरीके से, या तो देयर इज क्राइसिस या फिर देयर इज लाइसिस. ठीक है, डेफोफिसेंस मींस देयर इज अ डिक्लाइन इन द टेम्परेचर, डिक्लाइनिंग फीवर है. ठीक है, या तो वो क्राइसिस के थ्रू डिक्लाइन करेगा या वो लाइसिस के थ्रू डिक्लाइन करेगा, राइट? इफ वी टॉक अबाउट क्राइसिस, क्राइसिस मींस sudden temperature fall हुआ, within few hours the temperature was normal. ठीक है, क्राइसिस का मतलब क्या था? विदिन फ्यू आवर्स जब पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर हाई था वो एकदम से नॉर्मल हो गया, सडन डिक्लाइन हो गया उसमें. ठीक है, नाउ क्राइसिस इज आल्सो ऑफ टू टाइप्स. वी हैव टू टाइप्स ऑफ क्राइसिस, वन द ट्रू क्राइसिस, अदर द फॉल्स क्राइसिस, राइट? ट्रू क्राइसिस का मतलब क्या है? टेम्परेचर फॉल, पेशेंट फील्स बेटर. ट्रू क्राइसिस का मतलब क्या था? टेम्परेचर के फॉल के साथ साथ पेशेंट का कंडीशन भी थोड़ा बेटर हुआ. पेशेंट ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड फीलिंग बेटर. देयर वाज एन इम्प्रूवमेंट इन द हेल्थ ऑफ द पेशेंट. देन इट इज व्हिच काइंड ऑफ फीवर? इट इज फीवर डिक्लाइन. इट इज ट्रू क्राइसिस. ठीक है, पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर सडन फॉल करेगा लेकिन उसके साथ पेशेंट की हेल्थ भी बेटर हो जाएगी. ठीक है, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज false crisis. Temperature will fall but there will be no improvement in the condition, general condition of the patient. ठीक है, सो अभी तक हमने क्या पढ़ा कि पेशेंट देयर इज अ डिक्लाइनिंग फीवर, टेम्परेचर क्या करेगा? डिक्लाइन करेगा. इट कैन ईदर अकर बाय क्राइसिस, मतलब सडन फॉल कर गया. सडन फॉल इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स, ट्रू क्राइसिस, फॉल्स क्राइसिस. अगर सडन फॉल फीवर हो टेम्परेचर होने के साथ पेशेंट की कंडीशन भी बेटर हुई, then it is true crisis. If the temperature is falling without any change in the general condition of the patient, then it is fall by crisis but false crisis, right? Now if we talk about the lysis, slow fall होगा temperature में. Temperature fall in a zigzag manner. So in which type of fever the temperature is falling in a zigzag manner? It is lysis. ठीक है, it will take a few days for the temperature to come baseline. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि 101 और 3 से एकदम से 98 आ जाएगा. No, the temperature will be in a zigzag manner and it will take a few days time. Then it is type of lysis fever, right? Now what is rigor? Rigor में क्या होता है? Shivering followed by hyperpyrexia. And rigor is a classical symptom of which disease condition? It is malaria. Malaria में क्या होता है? पहले पेशेंट को शिवरिंग होती है, एकदम से हाइपरपैरेक्सिया हो जाता है फिर. Then it is rigor. ठीक है, now what are the stages? Cold stage. Cold stage में क्या होता है? पेशेंट को बहुत ज्यादा शिवरिंग होती है. The patient starts to feel cold and the temperature is also rising. The temperature recorded is either 103 or more than 39.4 degree Fahrenheit, right? Then is hot. Hot में क्या होता है? पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर और राइज करता है और पेशेंट क्या फील करता है? थर्स्टी फील करता है. कौन सी स्टेज में? हॉट स्टेज में. थर्ड इज स्वेटिंग. स्वेटिंग स्टेज में क्या होता है? पेशेंट हीट लूज करता है बाय द मेथड ऑफ इवेपोरेशन. और स्वेटिंग के साथ साथ इवेपोरेटिंग कूलिंग होती है और पेशेंट का टेम्परेचर फॉल डाउन कर जाता है. देन इट इज स्वेटिंग, राइट? सो राइगर इज शिवरिंग फॉलोड बाय हाइपरपैरेक्सिया. इट हैज स्टेजेस cold, hot and sweating stage, right? So today in this video we have discussed about what? We have discussed about what are vital signs, what all things are we including under the vital signs, right? The sequence of measuring the vital signs in the routine case in the emergency case and in the neonates. And we have discussed in detail about temperature, right? What is temperature? What are the methods of heat loss in the body? What are the sites of measuring the temperature? And what are the key points you should know in each site? And also the most important aspect of temperature, that is types of fever, right? Types of fever is undoubtedly a very important topic. Without any doubt, their types of fever is very important for the NOSET exam. So you must know about this, right? So this is all for today's. In the subsequent parts, we will be discussing about the remaining portion of the vital signs. That's all for today. Signing out. So thank you for watching this video. Please do hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so that you never miss an update for the NOSET with Jaspreet. Stay tuned for upcoming videos. We have a lot more content for you. Thank you.